welcome back to Christie. Today we have a fun, light-hearted video for you guys. We are talking about self-care and, your inner beauty and also your outer beauty and accentuating those things. So today we have the beauty director for Buzzfeed, Miss Essence Gant. Hey, girl.
Hey, guys.
Welcome. Thank you so much for taking the time out because we know that you are booked and busy. So thank you for taking the time out.
Thank you for having
to talk
me.
to us.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm in a house like everybody else because Corona don't care, honey. Corona said you
Girl,
can
right?
today.
Girl. And you're in New York, so we know that's a field day.
Yeah.
In the New York area, yeah. So we know that's a field day for you. Oh my goodness. So what I want to ask is, what could, regular, I'm not a beauty blogger or anything like that, but sometimes I want to feel, especially being isolated in the house, there ain't no real reason to wear makeup all the time. Ain't no real reason to kind of beautify yourselves. But every once in a while, it's a nice, boost of your self-esteem to kind of do it up for yourself. So what are some things that we as women can do to kind of self-care, show that we value ourselves and stuff?
Yes. Well, I actually like that you said, because we don't have anywhere to go, you don't really need to do a whole lot of makeup. And so I've been kind of leaning into that because I am in the house, because part of self-care is also just letting your skin breathe and, really locking in a solid skincare routine. So I would say now is the time, especially for, my people who have sensitive skin or their skin reacts very, easily to things. Now is a good time to kind of experiment and lock in a good skincare regimen, because a lot of times, you may want to try something, but if your day-to-day is outside of the home, not when we're not in a pandemic, then you might be like, oh, I want to try this, but I'm scared because if I have a flare up, I still got to go to work tomorrow and I have a presentation at school or whatever it is. So now is a good time to kind of experiment with that exfoliator or that toner or that serum you've been wanting to try. So I say, kind of letting your skin breathe, locking in a good skincare routine. And one of my favorite things to do is to just kind of go for a dewy look. So when I'm around the house, I do my normal skincare routine, and then I may brush on a powder, a loose powder, no foundation, not a liquid foundation or anything, just something with light coverage. And then I may take a serum and put it kind of I have on some right now. I don't know if you can see it, but my highlighter, I just kind of put on my highlighter, and then on top of that, I just press the serum on top. So it kind of gives you that, luminescent.
Yes.
Situation, and you can just walk around the house like that, for your boo or for yourself, because single, and just walk around the house like that, because it does give you something, because it's so easy. I think when the pandemic first started, I was just in here looking low-key I had broken into my own apartment. Does she live here? I was looking a little bit. I lived on the street.
Yes.
And so I was let me do something just to maintain that sense of normalcy for myself. So yeah, I'm offering or you can also do a full face of glam. It's all up to you, but it's nothing wrong with leaning into a very minimal look. Just, do your brows, some mascara, a little dewy highlight, a lip gloss, and that alone, I promise you, will just make you feel so much better.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's something that I've found, especially, like you said, people who have sensitive skin like me, I try, different products and I'm like, oh, this don't work. But if y'all aren't following Essence, you need to, and we will include, all of your social media accounts or whatever below and stuff. But she is the product review queen. And so I have so many products. I finally get to try them and not have to worry about, if this works me out, I'm going to be looking crazy if I go outside. And so, yes, this has been the perfect time to try some of those products that, you hear about and that you wanted to try, especially if you do have this sensitive skin, like Esther said. And so I'm loving it. So I actually have some products right here. That's what I'm looking at. Yeah, so do it. I say do it for real. Take advantage.
Exactly. So what about hair? So, we are all natural hair, and I ain't gonna lie, like you said, sitting around the house looking like you broke in. I definitely was sitting around the house looking like Celie from The Color Purple. I did not take out my twist out, so I was walking around with twist outs looking like yes. And so like, what would be a good, I guess, kind of hairstyle you can wear around the house, but still kind of, like not overdo it?
Yes. I am a big fan, if you have natural hair, I'll start with that, of like the pineapple, which kind of honestly what Christi has in her hair now. And you can do that. The reason why I'm such a fan of that is because the same scarf you sleep in, like you can, unless you sleep in a bonnet, but if you sleep in a scarf, you can take that and use that same scarf and just kind of push your hair up to give you some nice little lift and volume. Your hair is off your neck, out of your face, but it still looks somewhat styled. And that's also another cute way to just kind of walk around the house. I'm a huge fan of that. If you're about that protective style life, which I also think now is a perfect time to, just because you don't really have to be anywhere. So if you want to walk around with your Celie twist, that's fine, but just put on a nice little head wrap. Like I don't think anything is wrong with that. So when you wake up, do your skincare, brush your teeth, all that good stuff, and then keep those Celie twists in. You don't got to take them out, honey. Keep them Celie twists in. Put that Jamaican black castor oil up on them edges, and then do you a nice head wrap. I just think head wraps are so regal. Like I love a good head wrap. But I do recommend using one that's a more silky or satin material, because cotton or any other material can be very drying. It absorbs moisture. Also, the friction, you don't want that much friction because it causes your hair to snap, break. So yeah, get you a nice satin head wrap and do like a pineapple updo, or do a head wrap. Like, there's so many ways to style them. I love doing that. I walk out the house like that. I've had, if you have to go to the grocery store, because everybody's grocery shopping right now, you don't have to take the Celie twist out just to go to the grocery store. Put you on a hair wrap, honey, and you better look like she's your queen to be, okay? Right, girl.
I do go with a head wrap most of the time. I'm in a head wrap that I think that my husband forgot that I had hair. So it works out.
When you took it off, like, oh shoot.
I know, you ain't bald under there. What?
Right.
Yes. So my other question would be, still in the realm of self-care, what do you do to relax yourself? Like, man, I'm at home, I'm kind of isolated, I'm a little bit stressed about that. Like, how do I relax at home?
This is gonna sound so cliche, but I love candles. And I kind of just got into them because I'm very much a person like, do I want to spend money on that? Like, do I want to spend money on wax and
scents? Yeah,
it's wax at the end of the day. But then I find, and people kind of get out of line with their candle prices, and I'm such a big advocate of not telling people what to charge for their product, because if you feel like your pencil is $500 worth, then that's your business and nobody can tell you different. However, as for me and my house, we shall not pay $50 for a candle. Like, nope. I'm not doing it. So I found some really good brands. One of them actually, I'm gonna show you. The candle has burnt out, so now I use it as a lipstick holder. But
ooh, smart.
It's you can't see because you can kind
birthday
of
cake.
Yes,
birthday cake. Yeah.
This is called birthday cake, and the brand is Pretty Honest Candles. I want to say they're based in Charlotte, so a Black-owned company as well. But I love candles, so I'll buy like 2 candles at a time. I'll put on a candle. I'll light a candle. I will turn on like some music, like like Solange type, or so like if I'm feeling secular, it'll be Solange. If I'm feeling holy, maybe some CC wine. Like nothing like intense. Like someone with like a very kind of like vibey, soft voice. And I'll just do that and just kind of like lay on my couch, drink some hot tea. Because for me, like I have been trying to take advantage of the fact that as boring and as mundane as it can be, it's also giving us time to just be still
Yeah.
So like I try to embrace the fact that like, Essence, sit your hyper butt down. You don't have to be moving all the time. Like you can actually sit still. Like you don't have to do anything. And that's been kind of like, you know, I don't know, it's been kind of refreshing. So I'll light a good candle with a nice natural scent. I will make me some hot tea. I am a big fan of green tea. It's kind of boring to a lot of people. I love it.
I live for it.
And let me tell you something else. Okay, so sweeten it with honey or whatever. I like honey. But also lately I've been putting in like a spoon. Actually, not even lately. I've been doing this for like years. I don't know why I said lately. But like I will put in a spoon of apple cider vinegar as well. Because a lot of times, you know, you'll hear people say like I put apple cider vinegar in my water or whatever for the benefits, but like it tastes gross.
Yeah.
But in green tea with honey, it gives you like a hot apple cider. It
does.
Isn't it? It's so good. I got my mom doing it, my mom and my dad, and now they did just start, but my mom be telling other people like she been putting it in there forever. But,
took good credit.
Like, girl, she be telling me like I ain't put her on. Like, girl, you know you need to add some ACV. No, ma'am, I told you. But, so I will do that. So have me like a little hot apple cider, whatever, and it's good for you and it cleans you out. And my music and just kind of sit there. Another thing that to me is a little bit kind of relaxing is like organizing. Like even though it's cleaning up, it's a task. It's something so cathartic about getting rid of things you don't need. So I love doing that. Just like kind of clearing out my space, like going through my wardrobe and being like, do I still wear this? Who can I get this to? And making a nice little pile and like,
does this bring me joy?
Yeah,
Marie, I know it.
Honey, does this bring me joy? You know, that would take too long. I don't be doing that, but because who has time to hold every item?
Not I.
I have not worn this in a year. It's time to let it go.
Yes.
So I love doing that, and then when you're done, your space feels lighter, and you just feel like you can breathe better, and just so I would definitely say sitting still, embracing the moment, green tea, some nice soft music, and then also if you just have to be moving, organizing your space, and just really kind of like leaning into that.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like during this time, I'm, you know, the type of person, y'all know me. I like to be going somewhere. I like to be planning a trip, even if it's, you know, somewhere here local. Like I like to be going somewhere. And so this time has been like just a time of stillness, and I've actually appreciated it because, especially being a person who, you know, as a Christian, like we're all Christians. For, you know, those, you know, tap into your religion, whatever it is, you know, whether you're a Christian or whatever else. And so for me, it's been, you know, such a time where I can just connect, you know, with God and like truly just hear from him. And so that's something, you know, I write down everything that I hear. And so that's, you know, something else like journal, even if you're not, you know, praying or meditating, whatever it is, but, you know, writing has always been, you know, something to bring me a sense of peace, even in a time that I feel like, you know, in depression or whatever. And I know a lot of people are in that season where it's just like, you know, you may be struggling with your job, you know, whatever it is. And journaling, I think, is another way to like really, really help you to express your feelings, get them out there, and, you know, take care of yourself. So, I don't know. What do y'all think? Do y'all journal? I know, Essence, you do.
Yeah, I need to be more consistent with it actually. But I normally do it if I'm feeling either super happy or super down, but I need to start doing it more just for no reason, or not necessarily no reason, but just because, like, you know, you don't necessarily have to be at one end of the spectrum of emotions to, you know, write down your thoughts or like reflect on your day. So I need to start doing it more often, but I agree. I think it's very calming. It's very cathartic. And also I would say like in journaling, and also when I pray or just sometimes, you know, meditate or whatever, something that I love doing is like, even if things aren't the most ideal at the time, I love doing like what I call like little prayers of gratitude. So instead of asking for anything, I just thank God for everything. And you can do that whether you're religious or not. You can thank God, thank the universe, thank your ancestors, whatever it is. But like, just because I feel like when you're asking for something, which is important, honey, because you need to ask God for stuff, like, you know, but you need to have those moments where you're like, okay, today I'm just gonna thank God for what is already going right and what I know He's going to fix. Because coming out of a place of gratitude, it just gives you perspective. And sometimes when you're coming out of a place of like want or desire and you're asking God for things, you're just reminded of what you don't have, and then that can, in a weird way, be even more daunting. So if you kind of come from a place of like, thank you for waking me up, I always say like, thank you, God, for allowing me to take up space in your universe today. Like, because you didn't have to do that, but you thought enough to let me take up, like, I'm taking up space. Like, I'm walking around here, I'm taking up space of the earth. Like, I'm taking up oxygen. Like, I'm using a lot of resources. And so the fact that you allow me to live on your earth like another day, I don't take that lightly. And just like when I think about that, I'm like, yo, he like really woke me up today, and I didn't do nothing but eat potato chips, and he thought that was like, he thought I was worthy, you know, to keep me. So even that will kind of get you like, okay, like it's not all bad, it's not so bad. But yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree too. Adopting an attitude of gratitude. I too journal, and I'm like you, Essence, I'm not as consistent. I'll journal, like you said, when I'm at the extreme, sad or really happy, or if I have a dream that I feel like is a message, I'll journal that so that I can come back to it later whenever God reveals it later. So yeah, but I should try to start each morning, like after I do my devotions, try to do, you know, a few minutes of journaling just to kind of, you know, mind dump or whatever. But yeah, I agree. Like that quiet time, that prayer time, that music time, just kind of mellowing out to some music and just letting it kind of flow over you. Like that's definitely relaxing and comforting. One thing that I know that is exciting when you're at home and it's a good self-care, Essence does it a lot, is at-home photo shoots. And I used to, you know what? And I'm like, I used to do that like back in the day, like in my early 20s. You know, Christy, because I would have a new Facebook profile picture like every day. But you know, it was fun taking selfies and doing little photo shoots in my room and stuff. And so I think that would be a fun way to kind of boost someone's self-esteem, right? You know, like if you do doll yourself up, don't waste a beat, honey. Take some pictures.
Yeah.
Child, I agree. Do not waste a beat, honey. Say, put that on a ChristiChristie t-shirt, girl. Do not waste a beat. Because I love me a good at-home photo shoot, and then like those prime time hours where the sun is like through the window. I love it. And I use I got like a little tripod. I mean, you can stack stuff on books. I literally just have certain equipment because of the nature of my job. But like I have a tripod, and they have these like Bluetooth clickers, so like you can, you know, connect it to your phone. Yeah. You can like press it, and then it'll take the photo for you, so you're not getting up and running back to your seat like trying to hurry up, you know. I love it. And then that sometimes will give you the motivation you need to do a little something with your appearance. Like, you know what, I'm gonna take some photos for the gram today, or for Facebook, or like whatever. Yeah, I love me an at-home photo shoot. And if you're in like the space where your job can be benefit from social media, it's a good idea to do it anyway, just to create content. Even if like you're not necessarily a face of your brand, even if it's like you sell jewelry or you have whatever it is, like just, you know, kind of creating content, because I feel like it helps to keep you like stimulated creatively. You know, take some good flat lay photos. And something that I love doing, especially on Instagram, is like that, you know, the save feature, like you can save somebody's photo, like if you see it for inspiration.
The little flag thing.
Yes, yeah. Flag, yeah. So I'll do that, and I have like because you can add it to like almost kind of like a Pinterest or whatever. So you can have different categories. So I have like home inspo, makeup inspo, nail inspo, like whatever. And then I just kind of do that, and then that'll give you inspiration. And I think that's really good if you are an entrepreneur, because it makes it, one, it's fun, so it doesn't feel necessarily like work, but it's also keeping you productive, it's keeping you creative, just to kind of look at like, oh, this person has a jewelry line too, or like, let me see how they, you know, took their product shots or whatever. And there's so many apps out there that will enhance your photos. Because let me tell you something right now, what y'all be seeing on my Instagram, it's a lie. I don't be looking like real life. Child, that thing be so edited and filtered, and listen, honey, child, I wish, but yeah, I use VSCO, which is a great app. That gives you, they have all these filters. There's another one called, everybody, well, most people know FaceTune. I'll go in there if I got a blemish. Where is that? Honey, one time it's on my gram. That blemish is rebuked in the name of Jesus. So like, yeah, but I love it. Yeah, it just keeps you creative and gives you something to look forward to in your day.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's really cool. I'm actually writing that down. We're gonna put that in the description too.
Yes.
Edit photos, like, I don't know, like, even if you're just like me, you don't know how to really edit and stuff. Like, I love doing these little apps and stuff, and just, you know, playing around with them. Like, that gives you something to do as well.
Exactly. Keep your mind busy.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Do you have anything else, Christi, you want to add?
I don't. Thank you for being with us.
I know. This was a fun chat.
Can I add something, even though I'm not a host of the show? Like, I also just wanted to say too, it reminded me earlier, but even this is a robe that I bought off Etsy, but I would also, huge fan of Etsy or any of those like kind of secondhand like online stores, because one is like just more sustainable, because as we know, fast fashion is like one of the biggest contributors to like pollution. For those who don't know, like it is literally like deteriorating our earth. So I'm like, okay, what can I do, you know, to help? Because I have nieces and nephews. I want them to have a planet. I had a planet, like, you know what I'm saying? So like, how can I make it do my little part to make the earth a little bit better? So I like to do a lot of like secondhand shopping as of lately. So I was on Etsy and I was like, I want like a really nice robe that I can wear around the house that's cute. So that's another thing. Like with this whole self-care or whatever, if you don't feel like getting dolled up that day, you don't have to. I feel like the number one thing with self-care is like listening to your body, listening to your mind, listening to your spirit, and kind of leaning into that, as long as it's healthy, and not being too forceful, giving yourself, being kind to yourself, and like being patient with yourself. And there are some days where you're like, I don't feel like putting on real clothes today. I will so quickly take a shower, put on my robe, and it just feels nice and it feels luxe, and you know, so get you, if you can, like a nice little robe. Don't pay, I think I got this one for like $30 off Etsy, because again, like the candles, people be charging a lot for robes, and I'd be like,
they do
they be going in. On Etsy, get you a robe, put on like a little bit of jewelry, put on a little dewy face or whatever, and it's a nice way to walk around the house. Also, I'm gonna show y'all, so I'm like so extra. Yeah, these are my slippers I also got to go with my robe.
Of course they are. Of course they are, Essence.
So I was like, I want some vintage kind of looking, you know,
the Bundy slippers.
Yeah, you know, back in the day, feathery, because I swear, like, I am a vintage, like, I'm an old, like, me and Dorothy Dandridge were friends in another life. Like, I know it. So, like, but yeah, just do little stuff like that. Like, get you a nice little robe for those days you don't want to, like, do the most, but you still want to be cute. And especially for y'all, because y'all got men. I just be doing this for myself, but, like, those of y'all who got men, surprise him, girl.
Yes.
One day, come out the bathroom and then just be normal. Like, don't even make a thing about it. Be like, oh, this, like, what? You playing? But you actually playing. You the one, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of that as well.
I like that idea. And I do actually own some you know, silk robes or whatever. They were wedding gifts, and they kind of just, because I ain't gonna lie, I have this like long Victoria's Secret plush robe with a hood. I wear that thing all the time. Be straight looking like a daggone stuffed animal. So I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna bring out the silky robes. You know, a nice little camisole.
Yeah.
Try a little harder.
They're gonna be like, she got hair and robes. What?
Marry her again.
Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Did you have another question or?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Any final thoughts, Essence?
Yes.
No, just I would say overall, like, you know, stay connected to your faith during this time, and also just be really kind to yourself, because it's hard for everybody. Some days you might be super productive, other days you might just wake up feeling unmotivated. That was me one day last week. I'm talking about last week, child. That was me yesterday. Like,
Yes.
Like I had a client, I had a deadline, you know, for this pitch for a client, and I was like, what if I just don't do it? What's gonna happen? I can't play with these people money like that. But like, you know, like, just be kind to yourself and know that every day you're not going to be this productive superstar, rock star, and that's okay, because this has changed everybody's world. Like, people are sick from this, people are dying from this, and I think, you know, for the most of us, even before this pandemic, just watching the news was stressful enough because of who is currently leading this country. Like, it's just been a stressful time. Like, you know, we literally have an orange blob of mass that is leading our nation, and it is crazy. And I'm just like, so I was low-key already freaking out before this, and then, you know, a whole pandemic happened, and I was just like, oh my gosh. And then if you think about everything too much and all the people who are affected by this, it will stress you out even more. So I say, you know, just be very kind to yourself, and don't be hard on yourself if you have a day where you're feeling not productive or whatever, but just get back to it the next day. That's you know, that's what's helped me, so hopefully it might help you.
That's excellent. I have nothing to add to that, because that's exactly what I would have said.
So thank you again for joining us. It was such a pleasure. And y'all continue this journey with us. We will see you next week.
Thank you.
Yes, and maybe ChristiChristie can go to New York and do a video live with Essence.
Yes, that'd be fun.
Yes, you are welcome. You are welcome in my little one-bedroom apartment. Come on now.
Yes.
After this,
thank you so much, Essence.
Of course.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.